Give a quick shout out to our officiating staff today. Head referee for this game is going to be Guinness. Inside pack referee Noah Fallon. Jammer referees Dysentery, Chewback Offa. OPRs Damon Mistress, Sushi, and Spider Monk. On the non-skating side of things, our head NSO is Troublemaker. Penalty line trackers Sujo and Moof. Jam timer Whamdolph. Scorekeepers Punky Bruiser and Radar. Scoreboard op Glenn Coco. Penalty box manager Margie Ram. Penalty box timers Dino and Kissoff. Alt NSO is Knoxford, and once again on stats all weekend long, Bionic Envy.
And a shout out to our medics we have over there off the rails, and Ruth Slayer Ginsburg.
Got a sister act over there on the medics bench.
To get started, we can go ahead and announce our teams. Coming in, we're going to go with the Eves of Destruction in white. Number 11, Margaret Smackwood. Number 115, Lightning Striker. Number 17, Banshee. Number 235, Black Eye Susie. Number 250, Bugsy. Number 31, Creeper. Number 4, Terminator. Number 411, Dynamo Dash. Number 452, The Frenzy. Number 5, Cindy Chopper. Number 505, Flawless. 55, Soda Pressed. 7, Champagne. And 73, Tombstone.
First whistle's off, and we have Soda Pressed, number 55 for Eves of Destruction, and Ponyboy Hurtis, 1964 for Rat City.
Some really grinding walls and big hits with a drawback by number 452, The Frenzy, taking the Rat City Jammer all the way back to the jam line. It's like starting all over again.
Soda Pressed manages to sneak out around the outside of turn 1, lead Jammer, Eves of Destruction.
We've got the Seattle Rat City Jammer still stuck in the pack, getting a little bit of offensive assist by number 10. That's their pivot.
Soda Pressed once again on the outside line, through for 4 points. Looks like Ponyboy Hurtis finally might manage to make it out of the pack. Soda Press back in there for, I believe, the third scoring trip of this jam. Calls it off.
And we see 3 big points put in the air. That brings the Eves of Destruction to 11 points. And Rat City Roller Derby still at 0.
Rat City's Reign of Terror roster, number 17, Riptide, number 5, Edelweiss, number 10, Reaver Song, number 104, Scarlet Fever, 17, Canna Whoopstass, 1964, Ponyboy Hurtis, 206, Elizabeth Taylor, timeout on the track, 253, and Smashaway, number 30, Miss Defiant, 323, Feline Fatale, number 336, oh, there it is, Alex Makina.
Did you forget your glasses this morning, Colin?
I always forget my glasses. Don't make fun of me. Number 513, Glitter Gulch. 67, Ridiculous. 8, Rockzilla. 729, Made in China. And 81, Pawn Your Knees. On the track right now, we have number 17, Banshee for the Eves of Destruction. And I believe...
That's a quick lead by number 8. That's Rockzilla for Rat City. And the Eves of Destruction, Banshee breaks out of the pack and is out on their scoring pass. And we have a call off before Banshee can approach the pack, bringing the score up to 4 points for Rat City, getting them on the board. And Eves of Destruction still at 11 points.
And Eves of Destruction would like to give a quick shout out to their teammate Gloriana Gore, who is not joining them today. She is back at the hotel watching on the live stream, and they wanted to pass on that they love you and they miss you.
We've got number 3-1 Creeper out on the track for the Eves of Destruction, and number 7-2 729 made in China out there for Rat City. Creepers lead, coming around with Made in China right on their heels. The jam is called. And it looks like we've got 4 points in favor of the Eads of Destruction and nothing added for Rat City. We hear the 5 seconds called, and out on the line for the Eads of Destruction, we have Margaret Smackwood, number 11, 1-1. And out for Rat City, we have Riptide. Quick lead out there for Margaret Smackwood. Riptide still working through that pack, getting a little bit of offensive assistance from number 323. That would be Feline Fatale. Sorry, I apparently forgot my glasses also this morning. We have a call-off happening, and we have a... Oh, it looks like no points were scored on either team. Double goose egg. Our score currently sits at 15 for the Eads of Destruction and 4 points for Rat City Roller Derby. Out on the line, we have number 5-5, So Depressed, for the Eads of Destruction. And number 6-7, Ridiculous, out for Rat City.
Both packs lined up right on the jammer line, make it a little harder to get through. So Depressed working on Rat City's blockers up the front there, but they are tracking with them nicely.
Covering the line really effectively.
Ridiculous still stuck behind this pack of Eads of Destruction here.
That is a strong anchored tripod out there, making it difficult. We see some bodies hit the floor. And a run back happening here from number 206. That is Elizabeth Taylor, bringing So Depressed all the way back to the jam line.
And now the packs switch position as the Rat City blockers come back to hold So Depressed at the back. Ridiculous still working on Eads of Destruction blockers way up at the front there, bridged out a little bit to give him some more room.
And we see So Depressed take off the star, and lead has not yet been established, so we could still have Ridiculous take the lead for Rat City.
And it's getting closer to that possibly happening here. Eads of Destruction bridged out. No pack gets called.
And Ridiculous is out for lead. Fun fact about Ridiculous, she actually started her derby career in New Jersey. And now plays for Seattle. Entering the pack, it looks like we had a blocker. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The jammer going to the box for the Eads of Destruction. And Seattle, Rat City, is getting out 4 more points. We see some offense set up and some quick racing on the track. It almost looks like a USARS game out here with people trying to go play offense for their jammer. Ooh, and a Hail Mary hit from number 7 on the Eads of Destruction. Number 7 is Chan Payne, delivering that knock to the inside, saying, "You're not getting my point." Ridiculous scores 3 on that pass, bringing the score to Rat City 11, Eads of Destruction 15.
For those of you joining us on the live stream, I am watching the chat here. If you have questions, comments, or anything else you'd like to say, shout outs to skaters, please message us there. I'll see what I can do for you.
We have out on the jam a power start, but just for a couple of seconds. We have Ponyboy Hurtis out for Rat City and So Depressed leaving the box from Eads of Destruction, both back out on the track with full contingents of blockers.
That's Ponyboy Hurtis out for lead for Rat City.
And the announcer's curse, the pivot for Eves going right to the box, leaving it a 3 versus 4 on the track. And the pack gets a little bit split, a drawback from the Eves. That was by Dynamo Dash. Knocked to the outside, and they are bringing that jammer back while So Depressed works at that front of the pack with a strong anchored Rat City wall. A little bit of leeway on the outside, and they have completed their initial pass.
That little block by Dynamo Dash is something I mentioned last night about Eads of Destruction. Not a big, heavy hit, just a well-placed hit, well-timed. That's been their tactic all weekend long, is just being in the right place at the right time.
Honestly, it's so much more efficient. I love big hits. I love hockey. I love all of this, but sometimes just a well-placed hit is the way to go.
It is absolutely that.
Out on the line, we have number 17, Banshee for the Eves of Destruction versus number 8 for Seattle. That is Rockzilla. Jam is on. We have both jammers struggling at the back of the pack. We have a lot of lateral movement, and we hear some whistles. There's a forearm call being assessed to, looks like, oh no, to the Eves of Destruction jammers. We have a power jam in favor of Rat City, and Rat City is lead.
Going into this jam with a tie score, so let's see what Rat City can do with it.
We have the pack speeding up and a split pack happening here. Oh, here we go. We have a bunch of engagement. We have strong Eves one-on-one versus the Jammer. Jammer takes a tumble. Rockzilla's back up and trying to work through. The Seattle Rat City team has a goat with Tombstone at the back of the pack.
Banshee now back out of the penalty box, out and around, untouched.
And putting on speed, catching up to Rockzilla, trying to force that call off. A little jammer on jammer action there on the turn.
That's like a Derby announcer bingo item right there. Every time the announcer says jammer on jammer action, you have to drink.
Well, I'm hoping I have to say eat the baby at some point today.
We could do that too.
Love the old school theme. We have our score currently at Rat City 19, Eves of Destruction 15.
We have on the track Creeper for Eves of Destruction and Made in China for Rat City.
It almost looked like Creeper was going to play a little bit of defense there against the Jammer, but they are moving and moving forward. They've got that good line coverage happening from Rat City, but pushing out to the front.
We have seen some good blocking by jammers in this game. Eves of Destruction out for lead jammer now. A couple of times yesterday we had jammers who nabbed the other jammer on a cut right off the line.
That's got to be the most depressing feeling. I would know nothing about that ever.
Nope, not at all. Call off from Eves of Destruction. Shut that jam down.
We have 3 points being added for the Eves of Destruction, which brings their score up to 18 versus Rat City's 19. We have a close nail-biter of a game so far. Out on the line, we have, for Eves of Destruction, number 11, Margaret Smackwood.
And Riptide for Rat City.
We also have an empty penalty box, a full contingent of blockers. Margaret Smackwood tries to take that inside, but there is a lot of blockers holding that line and stumbling a little bit, but back up and blocking.
Like pretty much everybody tried to take the inside line all at once just then.
It was almost like it was coordinated and planned. We have the Rat City Jammer pushing out toward the front, but getting recycled back. That was another great knockout by Dynamo Dash.
Riptide now out for lead. Eves of Destruction really trying hard to keep that pack together there and not let Riptide get out at the same time.
Oh no, we have a penalty being assessed to Margaret Smackwood. So we have a power jam for Rat City.
One Rat City blocker to the box also. That's number 5, Edelweiss.
We see that from, it looks like they might go passive offense, but no, we're waiting, seeing, striking. And you know what? The jammer Riptide didn't really need the help.
Nope. Pack set up just outside turn 3 in the straightaway.
We see a little bit of a goat happening here so that Riptide only has that, 3 wall to contend with instead of all 4.
Well, Rat City's got a nice little wall set up there in the back to hold that goat, but Eves of Destruction really don't seem to be bothered by missing one teammate.
No, not terribly. We have a call-off happening from Riptide just as Margaret Smackwood re-enters the pack.
Did have a late penalty call there. Multiplayer block. Looks like Dynamo Dash going to go take a seat for 30.
We've got out on the line for Eves of Destruction, So Depressed, and number 6-7, Ridiculous, out for Rat City. Everyone's hanging at the pivot line, and we have a timeout called by Eves of Destruction. So we all know that the depot's floor is a little bit slick. So if you're needing some different wheels or you just want to go shop local, the Beehive Skate Shop is Salt Lake City's inline, derby, and quad skate shop. Follow them at Beehive Skate Shop for updates on inventory and skating events in the Salt Lake Valley. We also want to shout out to Einstein Bagels for donating bagels to feed our amazing officials this weekend. And they're delicious.
They are delicious, delicious carbs.
I don't know. From my time in New York, I'm of the opinion that bagels are just a vessel for good cream cheese.
That is a fact. And I mean, if you had bagels from New York, then any bagel you've ever had anywhere else just doesn't measure up. Is that true?
It's pretty true. I have had some elsewhere that were made by people who lived in New York at some point, but they still don't quite match that chewy awesomeness of a New York bagel.
All right, looks like we're ready to get started again here. We got Ridiculous number 67 on the line for Rat City and Soda Press number 55 for Eve's Destruction.
The whistle blows, and we've got some offense happening on that outside line, but we have the pivot for Eves catching the jammer and making sure they don't have too easy a time getting out.
Soda Pressed out around the outside, you taking advantage of that offensive block from their pivot, out for lead jammer now on a scoring pass. No. OPRs say no, cutting the track.
A little bit of a late penalty call, but we now have a power jam out for Rat City, and Ridiculous is free to move about the cabin.
It is difficult as an outside pack ref in a busy, fast pack to get that communication into the jammer referees and to a skater who's running away from you. So I think the refs handled that one well, got the communication as quickly as they could. Lead was given to the correct skater, so all is well.
And we have Soda Pressed re-entering the track, getting out through that outside line, some fancy toe stop work.
And they will be out on their first scoring trip now as well. But Ridiculous going to make the call off, stopping that from happening.
That was a smart call off by Ridiculous. You really don't want to give Soda Press a chance to get in the pack and get some points because they have some amazing footwork we've been seeing all weekend.
That is the truth. Ponyboy Hurtis and Lightning Striker on the track behind the jammer line.
You blink and the score changes. We've got Rat City sitting at 34 and the Eves of Destruction still hanging out at 18.
Oop. Lightning Striker, little hit on the outside of turn one, but no big deal. Around for lead jammer for Eves of Destruction.
A big hit there from number 452, the Frenzy, drawing back the Seattle Rat City jammer.
Edelweiss from Rat City takes Lightning Striker out, but is also taken out as they try to draw them back. And now going to the penalty box.
Sometimes those penalties are worth it. Maybe not then, but it was a big hit.
It was a great hit. Oh, Miss Defiant tries to stop Lightning Striker. That didn't work out so well.
Speaking of great hits, going out there to the very bounds of the front of the pack, but Lightning Striker is through and coming around for another scoring pass.
Ponyboy Hurtis hung up in the 1-2 apex here with this Eves of Destruction wall. Getting some help coming from the penalty box here, though, in the form of the pivot.
Oh, and we have a star pass happening on Rat City side.
Oh, that's unfortunate, though. This is a pivot's worst nightmare here. You get the star pass and then get recycled immediately.
I mean, 2 seconds of a nightmare isn't that bad, is it?
I don't know.
Forcing the call off.
That has once again brought us to a brand new game, 34-34.
A tie game. I feel like for this game, I mean, it is a Sunday morning, but if you're having your Sunday morning mimosas, I feel like you need to have a drink every time we have a tie game during this.
I mean, we had tie twice in the game last night, at least.
I don't know. I think we're at 3 ties this morning for this game so far. And this is just, we still have 14 minutes left in this first half.
Barely halfway through.
For those who can do math, I think we're a quarter of the way through this first bout of the day. We have 5 bouts today.
Halfway through the first period of the first bout.
I never did say math was my favorite. We've got a...
Math is definitely not my favorite.
We're sitting at a Rat City team timeout. Shout out to Wamdolf doing arm day always as the jam timer. If you're joining us from home, please take a look at our live stream. And if you are in the position to be able to and help keep us having Derby on a live stream, please donate to Word to cover the costs associated with hosting this amazing tournament. If you look in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see our Venmo.
All right, looks like we have finished with this timeout. Both teams now using a timeout in the first period. Tight, close game like this, there's a lot of things that the coaches need to communicate to their skaters sometimes, and so take that break.
We have 3-on-3 blockers. We have one for each team in the box, so, I mean, fair fight at the start. We've got Tina Flawless out there, number 505 for the Eves of Destruction, going up against Rockzilla for Rat City, and both jammers are out with Eves taking the lead, but quickly catching up is Rockzilla and passing, forcing that call off.
That Flawless going to call it off as Rockzilla passed on turn 4 there. Said, nah, I'm not going to chase you down.
So we have 0-0 on the jam, so still a tie game at 34-34.
Does that mean people have to drink again because it's still tied the next jam?
I mean, that is something the players at home can debate rules about.
Sounds good.
For those of you who aren't enjoying mimosas this morning, bacon slices, I hear, are also an acceptable way.
Made in China jamming for Rat City. Creeper for Eves of Destruction. Creeper was just taken out by number 17, Canna Whoops Ass. A really big hit on the
big
inside.
can of whoops ass.
Yes, it was. Living up to her name. Made in China now out for lead jammer for Rat City.
We've got the Eves of Destruction pivot going to the box, but fortunately the jammer for Eves is out, and Creeper is coming around for their first scoring pass.
Made in China calls that off, grabbing 4 points and also locking up a couple of Eves players in the penalty box. Pack advantage, Rat City.
We have a familiar lineup out here on Rat City side. We have number 017 Banshee going, or I'm sorry, 017 Riptide going against 17 Banshee. So it's battle of the 17s.
Timeout on the track from the officials.
Felt like I was seeing double there with the numbers for a second.
I know, right? It's like the scorekeeping team would like to have a chat with the jam refs for a moment.
If you're here on site today, be sure to check out Hellskate booth. Hellskate is a supernatural roller derby art comic film project, and it's a story of betrayal, obsession, possession, and revenge. You know, a love story.
Jackie, thank you for reminding us that Venmo does not work in Canada, as I just recently discovered myself. I will look and see if there is another way that we can do that if you would like to donate. But thank you for letting us know that.
Looks like we're going to get back to action real soon. We just have the refs conferring with our jam timer. We've got a bit of a micro pack out there for the Eves of Destruction with just 2, and then a full contingent of Rat City.
Riptide out quickly for lead jammer for Rat City.
That was such good offense on that outside line. But chasing down, we have Banshee shrieking through the track.
Nice stop there by Lightning Striker. I don't think Riptide got through. Oh, jam ref says differently.
We've got 3 points going up on the board for Rat City, bringing them to 41. And the Eves of Destruction add another point, bringing their total to 35. We have 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in this half. We have another familiar lineup out on the track. We have number 55 for the Eves of Destruction. That's So Depressed going up against number 67, Ridiculous. I was looking for the number, not the name. And Ridiculous out for quick lead there. just going a bit of one-on-one at the front of the pack, with Soda Press still stuck at the back of that pack. I spoke too soon. Soda Press is out, but Ridiculous is there scoring points, getting knocked to the inside and calling it off. Looks like, Ridiculous scores the full 4 on that pass despite being taken out, bringing Rat City up to 45 points.
Jamref there conferring with his OPRs to make sure he got the points correctly.
Every point matters in this game, especially one as tight as this.
Indeed.
Out on the track, we have what might be a new jammer here, number 452, the Frenzy for Eves of Destruction.
We saw Frenzy jam a little bit yesterday after taking the star pass, but I don't remember if lined up as the jammer from the beginning of the jam.
Honestly, I think Frenzy just wanted a chance at getting lead, and I don't blame her. But unfortunately, Rockzilla sneaks through and takes it instead.
Frenzy getting recycled back here by Miss Defiant. Canna Whoopsass coming back from the box to help out her teammates.
Quick call off there. It looks like we have 2 points being added to Rat City's total and nothing being added for the Eves of Destruction. Our score is currently 35 Eves of Destruction, 47 Rat City, with 8:36 left in this first half. Five-second call. We have all 4 blockers for each team back on the track. We have number 11, Margaret Smackwood for the Eves, and we have Made in China out for Rat City. A little hard to see the numbers on the back of Made in China, but for those following along, that's number 729. We have a lot of strong anchored wall happening at that first turn, which fortunately is right by the camera.
Got, once again, Eves of Destruction working hard to keep that pack together, but we do have a Rat City blocker who's come up to try to give a little bit of offense. We'll see where, there it is. No pack is called.
It looks like we might have one of Rat City's bench coaches blocking the feed a little bit. If we could have them slide on over.
Backslash.
We have 4 points being added for Made in China there. Ooh, and a beautiful big takeout from number 05. That is, I see like we've said this name a lot, Edelweiss. Cycling that jammer back, holding the Eves of Destruction jammer Margaret Smackwood in that pack. We see the star come off, some offensive strikes, but we have a micro pack out there for the Eves, just 1 blocker and 1 pivot.
That is Margaret Smackwood going to the penalty box there for cutting the track. They were definitely not pleased with that call, said the look on their face as they went to the penalty box.
Has any jammer ever been pleased with a call against them?
Yeah. That one, I think, was a particularly dismayed look.
We have Rat City calling off the jam. Their points for the jam were 12, so bringing their total to 59. And the Eves of Destruction hanging out at 35. We have 6 minutes and about 6 seconds left in this first half. And getting a power start out there, we have number 017. That is Riptide. You know, on their team, they have a 017 and a 17. Little bit of an announcer's nightmare. The whistle blows. We have a little bit of a quick takeoff here. Some offense happening, mostly passive, but 1 blocker running forward to try and help. We hear a whistle going to number 115 for low block.
That's Riptide for Rat City out of the pack, but not lead jammer.
No pass, no penalty.
Which means
there's still an opportunity for lead to be grabbed.
Yep.
And it looks like Margaret Smackwood takes that opportunity and runs with it. We have a bit of a fast-moving pack here. Some beautiful one-on-one defense. We have number 7 for the Eves of Destruction. That's Champagne with a shoulder hit out and recycling Riptide all the way back.
Margaret Smackwood with 4 points now, re-entering the pack for another try. Pretty strong resistance there from Seattle, though. Man, very nice. That's Champagne, number 7 there with a nice offensive block.
I've been seeing a lot of big hits from Champagne, and I got to tell you, they are beautiful.
Margaret Smackwood now up the inside line on turn 1 for 4 more. Riptide goes down to the inside. Resets, come back around. I believe that was
a bit of an out of play hit there being assessed to the Rat City pivot. So now Rat City's jammer stuck without a pivot on the track, and Margaret Smackwood making sunshine from this with 12 points already on this jam, closing that lead gap. The jam is called off. We do have 4 points going up for Rat City. A lot of work for 4 points.
That is going to break the Eves of Destruction scoreless streak in fantastic order there. 3 jams in a row, they hadn't scored any points, stuck at 35, and now back up to 50-63.
Yeah, they're back in that game. It just goes to show one jam can turn the tide of an entire game.
Banshee and Ponyboy Hurtis on the line for both teams. Everybody locked up on the outside line here, right at the jammer line.
Ooh, and we have a bit of a hug happening there between number 250, Bugsy, and the jammer for Rat City.
It's like Banshee out the outside of turn 1, lead jammer.
Ponyboy Hurtis still stuck behind that fast-moving Eves of Destruction wall. The recycling is just so quick.
Canna Whoopsass takes Banshee out to the inside line, recycled quickly, but back on the track and engaging that Rat City wall.
A little 17-on-17 contact there.
Indeed.
We have some beautiful defense happening from both teams right now. We've got one bridging out the pack, but both grinding walls that the jammers are just not making much purchase on.
Ponyboy decides to try to drop off and try another tactic, see if they can break up that wall at all.
Rat City recycling Banshee back, forcing the pack to go even longer and have bridges. And pulling further back, but it looks like, no. The pivot tried to draw a cut there, but the jammer did fall and is ceding their position. But no. We have the ref calling a cut track, so we have a power jam out there for the Eves of Destruction with lead. This could be another tide-changing jam. We have some stumbling on the track. Looks like the jammer is being assessed a high block.
That is unfortunate.
So now we're going to go the full 2 minutes for this jam, but there's only about 20 seconds left, so...
Ponyboy Hurtis back out on the track from the penalty box. Let's see if she can capitalize on this power jam.
Eves of Destruction not making it easy for Ponyboy, holding that strong anchored wall and going tractor trailer with Black-Eyed Susie and the pivot. Pivot there being 166. That is the wife of Wrath. I honestly wish people had to wear numbers on the front of their jerseys too. It'd make it so much easier to know who we have to shout out.
Yeah, but then they'd look like football players, you know.
I mean, fair criticism. We've got a quick power start happening for number 6-7. That's Ridiculous. We have Eves of Destruction's jammer standing. And now back in and re-engaging with the pack. Lead is still open, so we'll see which one can capitalize on that.
This Rat City wall at the back here, very mobile, very quick footwork, keeping Banshee behind them.
I was just going to shout out their lateral coverage of lines is just incredibly fast.
Banshee managed to find a little space there on the inside, but then was sucked back behind that wall.
I'd like to shout out the fact that we have 15 seconds left in this jam and lead still hasn't been established. Ooh, a huge hit coming
There we
in.
go.
Ridiculous is out for lead, but only has about 3 seconds to skate around the track before the jam expires.
Period clock. Period
Period
seems
clock.
back.
I'm sorry. I've been reading left and right wrong here.
Oh, pile up here at the front.
Banshee out of that pack, but it looks like Banshee might be going to help play some defense to make sure Ridiculous can't get the points. A huge knockout and a stumble by Bugsy, number 250.
Both packs set up here in turn 4 right in front of us. Lightning Striker trying to knock Ridiculous out, but can't do it. Back on again.
And a call off, which is going to bring us to intermission, halftime for the game. Our score sits at Rat City 71 and the Eves of Destruction 57.
We're going to go take a little bit of a break. We'll be back here in just a little under 15 minutes. Last night, we got some good commentary, so. It looks like the stream is about 2 jams behind us. Well, I can reset it, but I mean, there's going to be a delay. Yeah.
Destruction going up against number 8, Riptide for Rat City. We see some officials running to their positions, keeping things moving along this morning.
All right. Wamdolf says it's time to start. Lightning Striker and Roxzilla. Lightning Striker out the outside of turn 1. Lead Jammer, Eves of Destruction. Roxzilla still tied up in the pack, but working forward now. One left to beat up in the front.
Looks like the Eves might have had their Wheaties during halftime, and a power jam for the Eves with Rat City's Roxzilla going to the box.
It's 4 points already for Lightning Striker. Let's see if we can capitalize on this power jam.
Some chaos happening there in the pack as eventually the Eves blockers go passive and let Lightning Striker do what she does best.
Mostly saw Lightning as a blocker yesterday, but obviously a very talented skater, being able to jam and block very well.
Yeah, that move on the outside there was just gorgeous and fluid.
Oh, almost made the sneak around there. Number 323 from Rat City.
Calling it
Beelines
off.
the towel.
No points going on the board for Rat City, but we have a total of, it looks like 15 going to the Eves in that jam, which we just had a lead change. 72 for the Eves of Destruction, 71 for Rat City. Out to jam, we have number 729 for Rat City. That's made in China.
But meanwhile, F. Lawless for Eves of Destruction, number 505, out lead jammer, and now on first scoring trip.
We see Made in China escape the pack. And F. Lawless calling the jam with 2 points being added. If you're here on site today, you should stop by the House Bells Design vendor over there. They have some amazingly cute derby-themed jewelry and accessories. It's really adorable, and you'll need to break out your pocketbooks for these. They are so cute.
Creeper for the Eves. Ridiculous for Rat City on the line. Jam is on. Split pack called. They stop. They reform it properly. Both jammers still tied up. Ridiculous driving forward against the Eves blockers at the front. Everybody back together again now.
Some chaos happening there in the pack, and now we have the Eves jammer pushing out the front. Creeper taking lead jammer.
Ridiculous still working at the front of the pack there, trying to get past that Eves tripod, but not having a lot of look. They are also, just like the Rat City blockers were earlier, moving very fluidly side to side. A little bit of offense coming here for Ridiculous. Let's see if they can take advantage.
Unfortunately, it looks like these Eves of Destruction blockers are just prepared for those strong pushes Ridiculous is offering up. But we do have a multiplayer being assessed to the pivot for the Eves of Destruction, leaving Ridiculous with just 2 to contend with at the front. But one of those is Champagne. But Ridiculous is now out on a scoring pass.
Creeper's going to call it off.
We've got a little over 25 minutes left in the half, this last half of this first game, and we have 78 points for the Eves of Destruction, 71 points for Rat City.
Now on the track, so depressed. Number 55 for the Eves of Destruction, and 017 Riptide for Rat City.
We've got 3 versus 4 blockers out there. So most people out on the pack. We do have the pivot in the box for the ease of destruction.
Very fast feet there by Soda Press. Manages to get around Canna Whoop's ass. Lead Jammer, Eves of Destruction.
Ooh, and a huge sweeping hit at the front, which knocks down and delays Riptide just a little bit.
Everybody down on the ground. Riptide's up and skating again, though, out of the pack on a scoring trip.
Speaking of trips, we have another blocker for the Eves of Destruction taking a trip to the penalty box.
A little bit of a swap out, though. Wife of Wrath just being released from the last jam.
The jam is called. We have 3 points being added for the Eves of Destruction, bringing them up to 81.
Banshee and Rockzilla lined up together behind the jammer line this jam.
We have a pivot line start happening here, which is going to give the jammers a little bit of room to run up and get some speed. We do have a false start happening for Rockzilla, but they yield, and now they're off. Oh, we have a call out from Bip over here on the live stream saying, dude, the time that Lightning Striker jammed against even me, you were incredibly caught off guard by a hit. Huge hits. Not expecting them at all. We definitely, our plows were tested.
Rockzilla out now. 4 more points on the board for Rat City. We have a star pass to Lightning Striker now, who is playing as the pivot in this jam. As a coach, I can attest to the value of what I would call a utility player, somebody who can really do it all, and it seems like Lightning Striker is that person for the Eves today.
Honestly, any team that can make use of their skaters in whatever way possible is going to be stronger. And who doesn't want to go against a double or a triple threat?
Absolutely. Margaret Smackwood and Maiden Asia on the line together now.
Made in China.
Made in China, sorry.
Working on that outside line is Margaret Smackwood, but held up by their own blockers. A trip, a stumble, back on the feet. We've got a drawback here happening from the Frenzy.
Yep. Actually, both jammers being drawn back now. The whole pack coming together.
No, Margaret was being sent to the penalty box.
Didn't see the penalty call from the jam ref, but
Nor did I, but that gives Made in China the opportunity to grab lead.
yes, it does.
And with about a minute left on this jam, that's an opportunity to earn some needed points for Rat City. We have a lead change happening here. Rat City scoring 4 points, bringing them to 83, with Eve still sitting at 1, and we have Margaret Smackwood back in the pack.
Got Canna Whoop's ass, Edelweiss back there for Rat City. As well as I think that's Elizabeth Taylor in the brace position there.
A great drawback there happening from 1166, the Wife of Wrath. Looks like Made in China, a little slower now, but assessing their options as they come into the pack again.
No pack called, which releases Margaret Smackwood. They are around on a scoring pass now, but jam is called before they can score. '81, Eves of Destruction. 7 points added for Rat City. 86.
We have 21 minutes left in this half. Lined up to jam for this next jam, we have a familiar face. We have Creeper out there for the Eves of Destruction. And we have Riptide out there for Seattle, but we're having an official review called by Seattle.
Rat City coaching staff there asking, I believe, about points is what I overheard. So we'll see what the review is about and what the result.
Hearing if you could hear that.
I just happened to be looking at the coach when she was yelling out to Guinness, our head ref.
Just happened to be eavesdropping.
I was eavesdropping. Kind of got to keep up on all the things going on out here.
You got to have the hot goss for the game.
That's right. So for the few of you who are here not as part of a team or part of the tournament staff, there is more roller derby to be had here at the Derby Depot in Salt Lake City coming up in the coming weeks. November 18th, You Into Madness having their season closer, Skate Mare Before Christmas, charity bout benefiting the Road Home Family Shelter. Be donating proceeds and collecting non-perishable food items. So please come join them for that and bring some stuff to donate because those folks need the help, especially in the wintertime. It gets really, really cold here, and I don't like being cold or hungry. So BSR also season closer December 9th. Be hosting players from Colorado. Keep up on all of their happenings. Beehive Skate Revolution on your chosen social media platform.
And a quick turnaround. We're going to have a Wasatch Roller Derby season closer on December 16th.
Oh, nice. That is not on my call sheet.
No, it was a fairly recent change, but we're excited to be hosting, right before holidays game.
Hina, the music that we're playing is just my Spotify. But I'm glad you like it.
We've had several comments about the music this morning. It feels right for a Sunday morning.
That's kind of what I thought. Something a little bit mellow.
Little bit of a wave there from Creeper. Hi, Creeper.
The review here from Rat City, as the Guinness is still chatting with the bench staff, so I will wait until he is done talking to them before I announce what's happening.
We know something you don't know.
All right, Guinness back on the track now. So Rat City had been reviewing, asking for penalty box points that may have been missed. What the referees informed them was that the box point was counted. The Seattle Jammer only passed 2 other skaters on the track. The 4th point was not earned. Seattle will lose their review for the period. Creeper now out for lead Jammer with Riptide for Rat City, still fighting in the pack in turn 2.
And we have Sky Diamond on the live stream giving us a little bit of a fun fact shout out here. Lightning Striker has years of experience as an aged up junior. Same with Black Eyed Susie and Terminator. And the bench staff. We have a lot of ex-juniors here.
That's awesome. We had some from our juniors team here that I used to coach, bunch that aged out and are playing with the adults now. It's pretty fantastic to see those kids come up through juniors and then continue on their roller derby careers with the adults.
And as a member of Wasatch, I love having them with us. They are amazing athletes.
Quick call off from Creeper down here in the 3-4 apex to stop Riptide from scoring any points. 9 points on the board now for Eves of Destruction, bringing our score 90-86.
Is that another lead change, Colin?
I believe it is. Maybe we should add that drinking game to.
I'm worried if people are drinking for lead changes because there's been a lot in this jam, and it is only, 9-10 a.m. on a Sunday?
Yes, it's 10 a.m. on a Sunday, which means that, my favorite brunch spot, Piper Down, is open, and normally on a Sunday I would be there.
For those who don't know, daylight saving time ended overnight, so we did gain an hour of sleep last night. Some of us.
Hey, I got a great night's sleep last night. Ridiculous and so depressed, the Jammers, for this jam. Both of them tied up with their opposing blockers in turn 1. Nope, a little bit of a spill up there. That's Edelweiss taking Soda Press down to the outside, but undeterred, still fighting against those blockers from Rat City up at the front of the pack. One more little move, one to beat. That's Canna whoops ass.
A little bit of a hug there from Canna.
Not an easy blocker to get by, but Soda Press does. Lead Jammer, Eves of Destruction.
It took almost a minute for Soda Press to pick up Lead Jammer, which just attests to the ferocity of those walls out there. Ridiculous, stumbling a little bit over a down skater. The skater number 235 that's Black Eyed Susie, taking a penalty for it.
Looked like a low block hand signal to me, but I'm not 100% sure. Call off from the ground there by Soda Pressed. 4 more points to Eves of Destruction.
We have 18 minutes left in the half, and we have 94 for Eves of Destruction against Rat City's 86. This is really anyone's game. Out to Jam, we have a new face. We have number 7-3, Tombstone, against the familiar number 8, Riptide for Seattle. Jam is off. Both jammers getting a run-up at that pivot line start. And Riptide being knocked out of bounds by Eves of Destruction, but quickly back in and moving toward the front of the pack where they're going one-on-one with number 7. That is Champagne.
Now we have Tombstone, number 73, for Eves of Destruction, out lead.
But a quick call-off, meaning no points for either jammer in that jam.
Rockzilla protesting to the officials about some penalties that may have not been seen.
We have another note here about Lightning Striker, that Lightning was supposed to play in the Junior World Cup for Team Canada in 2020, but we all know what happened in 2020 that canceled roller derby for quite some time.
Made in China jamming for Rat City. Moving forward, getting a little bit of offense from Canna whoops ass. Out for lead jammer, Rat City. Banshee stuck in the back of the pack here for Eves of Destruction, but getting some help from a friend and not, oh no.
Another
Edelweiss.
huge hit by Edelweiss. That one didn't land quite as well. We've got the jammer with the star off, pushing at the front of the pack. A little bit of a broken up start, but they are out on a scoring pass now for Banshee.
Made in China calling that jam off to stop Creeper from being able to score, or Banshee from being able to score. We got Creeper and Riptide behind the jammer line now.
If you haven't said thank you to one of your officials or volunteers today, please do. We really appreciate everyone being here and help making this Malice in the Mountains tournament possible.
3-on-3 packs here as each team has a player in the penalty box. Again, Rat City blockers going side to side here, trying to keep Creeper behind them. Riptide rolling, pushing, trying to get past that big wall up front. Canna whoops ass up for a little bit of offense. Doesn't work, but it's Creeper sneaking up the inside. Turn 1. Lead, Eves of Destruction.
Little bit opportunistic there for Creeper, which I'll take it. I mean, lead is lead. Big drawback there. Oh, no, actually, we've got Seattle's jammer going to the box for a penalty. So we have a power jam for the Eves of Destruction.
Lightning Striker going up for a little offense. Drops back.
Signaling Creeper is signaling for some offense, but is knocked out of bounds by Seattle blocker and forced to come back and redo it all over again.
I have been, is that number 81? There it is. I've been trying to see Ponyoniz's name for like the last 5 jams that she's been in, but just figured out what the number was.
All right, with that jam, we have the Ease of Destruction over the century mark at 102 versus Rat City's 89 with about 14 minutes left in this game. Out to jam, we have a power jam start for number 55, Soda Pressed, for the Eves of Destruction. Some offense and through on the outside line very quickly, just as Rat City's jammer returns from the box.
That's Riptide coming back, working her way up through the Eves Destruction blockers up the front. Got a whistle. Eves pivot going to the box now. 1 to beat for Riptide and out on a scoring trip. Soda Press hung up in the back there. Call it off. Shut this down.
2 points for their effort. Riptide didn't score any, so we have the score at Eves of Destruction 104. Rat City still at 89 with 13 and a half left in the half.
Eves of Destruction managed to breach the 100-point mark 2 jams ago, actually. 104.89.
We still have the pivot for the Eves of Destruction in the box, so Ponyboy Hurtis is going against a slightly reduced wall, but not for nothing. That wall is a strong anchored force.
So I see on our live stream here that Gloriana Gore is just now joining us. Slept in a little bit, so I will repeat the call out from their teammates. Said that they miss you and they love you and they hope you're feeling better.
We had a little bit of confusion on the track. The jammer for Rat City thought they were being called for a penalty, but it was actually just 2 whistles to indicate your lead. An attempted an apex jump, a stumble, a fall, a barrel roll, a little bit of excitement.
It looks like the Frenzy did manage to pick up a couple of points, though, on that. $106.92.
We have number 17 Banshee out for the Eves against number 8 Riptide for Rat City.
That's Roxzilla. Roxzilla, number 8.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Roxzilla.
Official timeout called on the track.
I think I was just hoping to see another 1-7 versus 0-1-7 jam, and I guess I couldn't manifest it. Some high fives on the track during this official's timeout.
Also coming up later next month, actually, December 2nd, Wasatch Junior Rollers will have their season closer bout here at the Derby Depot. Be the Who's versus the Grinches, which is a annual tradition for the juniors.
Will you be wearing your Grinch costume this year, Colin?
I will not. So we got to find someone. We got to find a new Grinch for the team. Maybe it'll be Dop. Maybe Dop can be the Grinch this year.
If you would like to dress up as the Grinch, please submit your applications to Wasatch Junior Rollers.
January 13th, Wasatch Juniors is also hosting a bingo night. It's going to be a fundraiser. Prizes include a night at the museum, zoo passes, margarita baskets, movie nights, and so much more. Come hang out and support a great team.
So you say a night in a museum. Are we guaranteed things are going to come to life and wreak havoc, or is this a normal night?
Well, so I read that yesterday, and I thought kind of the same thing. Is it, like, is Ben Stiller going to show up, or like?
I'm not sure if that'd be more terrifying than having the T-Rex come to life, but hey, I'm down.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, if it is the Natural History Museum here in Salt Lake City, is an amazing place. So.
It is. We went during the open exhibits, and it was gorgeous. We have the jam on. Banshee pushing against that wall at the back with a little bit of offense coming from Lightning Striker.
Roxzilla's got one more to beat up front. The pivot there.
Not making it easy, but taking a penalty for their efforts. Roxzilla is out as your lead jammer.
Banshee now out of the pack as well. About half a track behind.
A quick call off after being jostled to the outside. We have the jam ref conferring with the OPRs to see how many points were picked up during that pass.
And Made in China, Black Eyed Sue's on the track now as your jammers.
We have lead jammer picked up for Made in China. We only have 2 of the Eves players out there, but making the most of it with a beautiful offensive hit. That was number 505, F. Lawless.
Black-Eyed Susie out of the pack now, coming around, but Made in China's going to call it off. Closing the gap a little bit more, 4 more points for Rat City. 106-101, Eves of Destruction in the lead with just over 10 minutes left on the period clock.
Both teams within striking distance. This is genuinely anyone's game at this point. We have a timeout being called by Rat City.
Take a little break, collect their thoughts, come up with a little bit of strategy.
We want to give a big good morning, hello, shout out to the 58 people watching our stream right now. Hi, thank you for tuning in. If you're just arriving at the venue, I am happy to tell you we have some more shirts and tanks of our tournament design, Malice in the Mountains, in stock. Stop by the merch booth. If we don't happen to have your size, let us know and we can get one to you. Those tournament shirts are on sale for $25, and once they're gone, they're gone. We also have patches, Wasatch merch, and a smattering of other awesome stickers and things. Stop by the Wasatch merch booth when you have a second.
All right, ready to go again here. Soda Press, number 55 for Eves of Destruction. Ponyboy Hurtis, 1964 for Rat City on the line. It is pack advantage to Rat City in a big way. But now coming in is the Wife of Wrath from the penalty box to help out. Ponyboy working against those 2 blockers up at the front.
Bugsy also coming out of the box and offering some offensive assist.
Soda Press knocked to the inside in turn 1, has to recycle behind that Rat City wall. Oh, Ponyboy Hurt is taken down hard on the outside in the apex there. Looks like a high block call.
The high block call going to Bugsy from the Ease of Destruction.
F. Lawless now joining the pack from the penalty box. A little bit of a revolving door going on over there on in the penalty area. Margie Ram and her crew are up to the task, though. Nearing a minute into the jam here, we still do not have a lead jammer, but that just changed. Soda Pressed, lead jammer, Eves of Destruction.
Almost looks like they're having a rugby scrum out there on the track right now.
Just a little bit.
That wall of Eves of Destruction completely neutralizing number 206's offensive attempt. A big hit coming in from Bugsy as she re-enters the pack. A drawback, drawing back another blocker. The blocker holding their face a little bit, number 206, like they may have been hit a little high. And we have 4 more points being added on the board for Soda Pressed.
That was Elizabeth Taylor getting knocked to the outside back there. And Bugsy coming back for a little offense, but whistles are blown, I believe, as a clockwise block.
That was a direction call from Guinness. Ooh, big hits happening out on the track and a forearm being called against Soda Pressed at the very end of that jam. So Seattle is going to get a full 30-second power start.
Made in China on the line for Rat City, starting off in power jam. Just under 8 minutes left on the clock. We are 110 to 101. This is an opportunity here for Rat City to turn the tide.
We have a comment coming in on the live stream. Yes, Gore, we do have an extra small just for you at the merch booth. Someone can pick it up for you.
Made in China down to 1. Whistles go. That's lead jammer Rat City. But still tied up with some blockers there. Managed to get the hips around to get lead, but still has number 7 from Eves of Destruction to beat there.
Eves pivot going to the box. That's number 452, the Frenzy.
Made in China now approaching the pack. Bugsy coming back out of the penalty box. And Soda Press now on the track.
With the amount of penalties we're seeing in this second half, we might want to install a turnstile at the penalty box.
We may just. Made in China out for 4 points. Soda Press now on their initial pass.
Beautiful toe stop work happening there from Soda Press on that outside line.
Soda Press out now on a scoring pass.
We need to check their toe stops for glue. I think there might be some super glue involved.
There may be. Made in China spins around the outside line, calls it off. Did they get all the points? Yes. 8 points. Rat City, 114-109 our score.
This is such a back and forth battle. We have 6.5 minutes left, and I honestly have no idea who's going to take the win in this game.
Not at all. Eves of Destruction calling an official review here. We'll find out in a moment what that's all about. While we wait, remember to stop by and see Ms. Disco Bliss over there by the door at the Hellskate table. Hellskate is a supernatural roller derby art comic and film project. It's a story of betrayal, obsession, possession, and revenge. She says it's a love story.
I mean, what is a love story without some of those elements? Honestly, healthy?
So true. Big thanks once again to our medical staff and volunteers, all of the officials who are here to help make this work, people at the merch tables, ticket booth, working security, everybody who's out here helping with track repair. We cannot do this without all of our volunteers. Thank you all very much.
It takes a village to put on a tournament of this size, and fortunately, we have an amazing community here, as well as plenty of officials and volunteers joining us from visiting teams.
Has been pretty fantastic for me to catch up with some old Derby friends who I haven't seen probably since before that thing that happened in 2020. And some former Wasatch skaters who are with other teams here. They're back to say hello, so it's been nice to catch up with some old friends this weekend.
We have a shout out coming from the stream from Gore saying, "Medics, you are amazing," and we tend to agree.
Still not sure what we have a review about, but the dazzle of zebras in the middle there, having a good conversation about it.
So this comment is not for Canadians apparently, but if you're watching the live stream from the States and you would like to donate to help keep this up and running, we have a Venmo code in the lower left-hand corner of our screen. If you have the means to donate, please help keep Wasatch rolling. We would also like to give a shout out to Einstein Bagels for helping feed these amazing officials who are all here this morning.
Our alt ref Screw Lucy over here giving us the lowdown on the review. Eves of Destruction, we're asking for a high block or blocking with the head, actually, penalty on Made in China. The officials conversed. They agreed that they collectively did not have enough information to confirm that that happened, so the no call will stand. Eves of Destruction will lose their review for the period. No more official reviews for either team now.
They do still have a couple of timeouts on the board. We have Creeper going up against Rockzilla, with Rockzilla taking lead jammer.
Now a star pass to Lightning Striker for Eves Destruction. Out of the pack now, coming around about half a track behind Rockzilla.
Beautiful offense there from number 3-0 on Rat City. That is Miss Defiant, helping that points and quick call off. 3 points added for Rat City, bringing them to 112. And Eves of Destruction sitting at just 2 points higher than that at 114 with over 5.5 left in the half.
It is just under 6 minutes left on the period clock. 114 to 112, quite literally anybody's game still. The Frenzy and Riptide jamming for their respective teams. Frenzy goes down, but pops right back up. Riptide going to go.
That was Edelweiss holding down the line there.
Yep.
A hit out into the inside of the track by number 17. That's Canna Whoops Ass. And we have number 452, Frenzy, still jamming. No lead yet established. About 30 seconds into this jam.
Flawless, number 505 back there trying to give some help to the Frenzy. Trying to break up that Rat City wall just a little bit. That's Edelweiss and Canna Whoops Ass up the front there. Those are two blockers that you're not going to get past easily. One more time, tries the inside line. The Frenzy goes in, out of bounds inside, out and around the outside. Lead jammer, Eves of Destruction.
The Frenzy taking advantage of some down skaters on the other team there to just sneak on out. With a minute left on this jam, we'll see if Frenzy can put some points up.
Big hit on Riptide from Wife of Wrath, but she goes down as well, so Riptide can just step back in and come around.
Call off happening there on the far turn. We've got, looks like 2 points being added for the Eves of Destruction, none for Rat City. Our score is 116 Eves of Destruction, 112 Rat City with 4 minutes left.
Made in China for Rat City and Lightning Striker once again wearing the star for Eves of Destruction. Maybe not. Maybe we're going to switch that out.
Looks like we have an official timeout happening.
No, Lightning Striker's coaching staff have made a change.
We're starting off here with a power jam in favor of Rat City.
Must have been a late call coming in on the Eves jammer there. I missed that.
That means that Rat City's gets that full 30 seconds starting.
And Made in China out front, lead jammer Rat City.
Coming around with some speed, hoping to pick up some points and change the lead again, maybe.
Pack now moving through turn 2 into the straightaway. Some strong resistance from the Eves of Destruction there. That's Lightning Striker recycling.
That hit out there was by number 4, Terminator. Beautiful coverage of the line.
Purple 452, the Frenzy back on the track wearing the star for Eves of Destruction. Taking on Miss Defiant up the front of the pack there. Spins around to the inside and through and out.
We've got a call-off happening from Made in China. Waiting to see how many. Oh, we have a late direction call being assessed to Flawless, with 3 points being added for Rat City. So we have a 1-point game, friends.
At 2 minutes, 45 seconds remain on the clock. 1-point game, as Eve just said.
You know, we sell tickets to these bouts, and you buy the whole seat, but you're not going to need it. You're on the edge of your seat for these games.
I mean, I'm not even using a seat. I'm standing right now.
Out to jam, we have number 31, Creeper, being taken out by, I feel like I'm saying this a lot, Edelweiss.
Roxzilla working against 2. No, Roxzilla, Rat City's jammer going to the penalty box for head block, I believe.
Ooh, that's not what you want to see in a jam.
No, it's not.
Ooh.
These Rat City blockers have some work cut out for them to pull off a nice penalty kill.
Eves of Destruction are going passive on their offense here, opting to let Creeper push out of play.
Creeper is out. The jam ref is indicating not lead. I'm not sure why.
This will go the full 2 minutes for this jam.
Oh, took the cover off. That's what happened. Thank you, Glenn Coco.
Our scorekeeper doing double duty there. Or actually, I'm sorry, our scoreboard operator. A lot of passion about this game. Oh, we have about a minute and a half left in this game with about 50 seconds left on the clock.
But now Roxzilla back from the penalty box trying to complete their initial pass. Creeper out now, 4 points on the board for Eves of Destruction. Jam clock's 40 seconds right now. There's still more time on the period clock. My guess is that the jam timer should probably be paying attention to the benches when this jam ends. Creeper and Roxzilla out of the pack now. Roxzilla's just starting on their first scoring pass.
if Rat City is going to capitalize and possibly turn the tide of this game, this next jam coming up is going to be the opportunity to do so. Ooh, jammer on jammer takeout there. Rockzilla knocks Creeper to the
Pack
outside.
is moving very, very fast.
USARS, we have a USARS bout happening now.
Outside pack refs have dropped into the old school skate and wait because that's a smart thing to do instead of trying to chase down the pack.
Geometry is not on your side.
We have less than 30 seconds left in this game, so unless a timeout is called, there will not be
Hint, hint.
another jam. Actually, we will have one more here, but that will be the end of it.
Just barely.
Lightning Striker and Made in China on the line for their respective teams.
The period clock expires, so we are on jam time.
Made in China battling it out with Eve's Destruction blockers up at the front of the pack. Lightning Striker still stuck way at the back. Lead jammer Rat City.
This is Rat City's chance to possibly walk away with a win. Made in China coming around fast for that scoring pass.
Stiff resistance there at the back of the pack from Eve's Destruction. Nice bridge out by Rat City to try to hold Lightning back, but
We have number 5, Cindy Chopper, going to the box. One less on the track for Made in China to go up against. Made in China is going to have to do a lot of work in this jam to close that score gap. And a huge takeout and out of play drawback there, forcing Lightning Striker to come in a good 30 feet behind the pack.
that's the pivot there, Feline Fatale for Rat City that got that recycle. Made in China just struggling against this Eves of Destruction pack up here in turn 3.
Rat City yelling, "Let's go Rat," from the bench.
Lightning Striker out of the pack, but the helmet cover is down on the track ahead of turn 3.
You can't get points without the star on your head. We've got 4-7 from Rat City coming in to offer some offense. That's Malice.
Malice
Trying
going
to
up
help.
some offense again. The pack is now up there in the front.
Out of play in the back. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. We have just
There it
20
is.
seconds. 20. Oh, can you feel the tension?
Made in China out of the pack now. Still got work to do, though. 10 seconds, maybe a tall order. Lightning Striker again taken to the outside by Feline Fatale.
3, 2, 1, and that is your
3.
game. Oh, and falling to the floor, taking a well-earned rest is Made in China. With that last jam, we're sitting at 130 Eves of Destruction, 122 Rat City. We're just waiting for the score to become final and verified. Big hugs here on the track. That was an incredible game, whether you were here in person or watching via the live stream. I swear, I don't have any fingernails left after that nail biter of a game.
The scorekeeping team and the Jam refs just going over their numbers, making sure everything is correct. We'll have that final for you here in just a second.
We see some nods. It looks like this score, it looks like it's going to be finalized here. So coming away with the win, we have the Eves of Destruction with 130 points, and we have Rat City with 122. Congratulations to all the athletes out there. What an incredible game.
Yeah, fantastic way to start off our day here at Malice in the Mountains at the Derby Depot in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm Colin DeShotz, joined here by
Eve Seiko.
and our friend Dot bringing us some throat lozenges up here. I'll be back with you for the next game. I don't think are you joining me for the next game, or do you have to
No,
go play roller derby?
I'm going to play roller derby.
All right. Well, have a great game, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Be sure to laugh if you see me fall on the live stream.
Be back here, folks, for our next game. Give you the start time, 11:30 first whistle here, Mountain Time, 11:30. It's going to be Wasatch Roller Derby versus the California Galaxy Supernovas B team. See you soon.